My name is Michael. I'm 34 years old. I thought I had built a life with someone who loved me unconditionally. But then, one night, I overheard something that shattered everything I believed. They say love is a two-way street, but what happens when one person takes a detour without telling the other? I thought our love was strong, unshakable, until I heard her whisper his name, a name that wasn't mine, in her sleep. My heart stopped. Who was he? Why was she dreaming about him? I wanted to believe it was just a mistake. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. Our life together was, in many ways, idyllic. We had been married for 7 years. Every morning, we'd share coffee by the kitchen window, watching the world wake up. We had inside jokes that no one else would understand, favorite songs we'd dance to in the living room, and dreams of the family we were planning to build. She'd always been my anchor. Through job struggles, family drama, and sleepless nights, she was the one who kept me grounded. I'd look at her and think, how did I get so lucky? But there were small cracks I ignored, times when she seemed distant, her laughter not quite reaching her eyes, the way she'd brush off certain questions about her day. I chalked it up to stress. Everyone has rough patches, right? I didn't want to believe there was something more. It started innocently enough. One evening, I was cleaning up after dinner while she was on a call. I wasn't eavesdropping, but her tone caught my attention. It was lighter, almost flirtatious. She was laughing in a way I hadn't heard in months. "You're terrible," she said, her voice teasing. Then came a soft, "I'll talk to you later." When she hung up, I asked, "Who was that?" "Just someone from work," she replied, too quickly. Her eyes didn't meet mine. That night, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. So I did something I'm not proud of. While she was in the shower, I checked her phone. There it was, a string of messages with someone named Liam. Inside jokes, late-night confessions, and photos of places they'd been together, places she'd told me she was going with friends. I felt like the ground had been pulled out from under me. She wasn't just talking to him. She was confiding in him, sharing parts of herself that she no longer shared with me. The days that followed were a blur of suspicion and heartache. I'd watch her, wondering what parts of her were still mine and what parts she had given to him. Every time her phone buzzed, my chest tightened. I'd catch myself overanalyzing every glance, every smile, every excuse to step out of the room. I tried to confront her, but my words felt heavy, clumsy. "Who is Liam?" I finally asked one evening, my voice trembling. Her face froze. For a moment, I thought she might deny it. Instead, she sighed and said, "He's just a friend. You're overthinking this." But I wasn't overthinking it. I knew what I'd seen. Friends don't text each other goodnight every day. Friends don't meet up in secret. She got defensive, accusing me of invading her privacy. "If you trusted me, you wouldn't have gone through my phone," she said, her voice sharp. Trust. The irony stung. How could I trust her when she was hiding pieces of herself from me? Our once loving home became a battleground. Conversations turned into arguments. Silence turned into walls we couldn't climb. I felt like I was losing her, piece by piece, to someone I didn't even know. The breaking point came on a rainy Friday night. She was late coming home. Again. When she finally walked through the door, I couldn't hold it in any longer. "Are you in love with him?" I blurted out, my voice cracking. She froze, the keys still in her hand. The silence that followed was deafening. "Michael, She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't need to. Her hesitation said it all. I felt a wave of anger, hurt, and desperation crash over me. "Do you even want to be here anymore? With me?" Her eyes filled with tears, and she whispered, "I don't know." Those 3 words broke me. I left the house that night, driving aimlessly through the rain, trying to make sense of everything. How had we gotten here? How had the woman I loved become a stranger to me? Plus, it's been weeks since that night, and I'm still searching for answers. She says she needs time to figure out what she wants. I'm giving her space, but every day feels like a knife twisting in my chest. I'm stuck in limbo, torn between holding on and letting go. Sometimes I catch myself wondering, was this my fault? Did I miss the signs? Could I have done something differently? And then there's the question I'm most afraid to ask. If she chooses him, what happens to me? I wish I could end this story with a resolution. But life doesn't always give us tidy endings. All I know is that love isn't as simple as I once thought. It's messy, complicated, and sometimes unbearably painful.